Oh, okay. Stream language. We're doing English. Guys, want to do English today?
For the love of God, English.
Barely speak English. Content classification. Are we going to talk about drugs, intoxication, or excessive tobacco use, or gambling?
Probably, yeah.
Actually, yeah, probably.
You're required to disclose if your content is not suitable. Participating in online or in-person gambling. It's not. There's no actual money involved, right?
I mean, they're in a tavern. It's fantasy gambling at worst. Yeah.
Yeah. Fantasy gambling's okay. All right. So we're streaming it.
Waterdeep, where legends are told, our heroes rise so brave and so bold. With Tzarafar's cunning and Hurk's righteous might, they venture forth into the night. Bigfoot, Lebowski lurking below, fierce shadows dancing wherever they go. Captain Mako sails the seas with fish to be found. Together their fates start to be bound. Vicarious ventures.
Says it's connecting. Booyah. We got ourselves a stream, boys. Yeah, kind of slip into that.
Have you guys heard about how cool cigarettes are?
No, I've heard that they're actually not cool, Scott. I don't like to glorify the excessive use of tobacco or alcohol.
Shame on you, Scott.
You know that.
Shame.
Where's the shame bell? Shame. Ding, ding.
Shame.
I should get the shame bell. Get it going on here. Okay, so let me just make sure we got our soundboard up. Speaking of which, might use that today. We got sounds today. If I can close this ad for Lucky Strikes, Jesus Christ.
Did you actually have a Lucky Strike Santa?
No, that'd be funny though. It's like, we're listening. I thought I had the shame bell. I don't have the shame bell. Damn it.
Next time.
All right, anyways, so...
Oh, I don't think so.
Let's begin. Where we left off last time on the last episode of Dragon Heist Alexandrian Remix, we just finished slaying a troll. The party was really starting to come together. We had, Hurk, like, doing something. I mean, he rescued a child. He didn't kill the troll, but we, it was a team effort. Everybody took care of the Sturges. You rescued Squiggly. He's very happy about that. And then Fiahd set the troll on fire so he couldn't regenerate. So that, you guys slayed the troll. Immediately afterwards, you got approached by Volothamp Gadam, aka Volo. And he gave you guys a mission to find his buddy, who he's concerned with all the violence going on in the streets lately, that something may have happened to him. His friend's name is Floon Blagmar, and he tasked you each with finding it, promising you 10 gold and then 100 gold if you 10 times that much if you came back. Hurk did an insight check, saw that something a little bit sus was going on, demanded 20 gold up front. So you guys actually got a fat little stack of gold all in your pockets right now. And right before you guys are about to leave and be set on your way, the children from before, who were, I would assume, eternally grateful for you saving them, gladly came up to you, wanting to get your autograph, wanting to, gush about you, but they were interrupted by a jaded individual. The fan favorite Digsin suddenly snapped, having an existential crisis, realizing he was possibly in a simulation, took out his rage on a small child approaching him, cast the spell Vicious Mockery.
Cast Vicious Mockery, nat 20, let's go. You're a shot, motherfucker, and nobody likes you. Shot! Everybody says, fucking short that guy is. And that stops you from forming meaningful relationships. And when you were born, everybody thought that you were just ahead. But then the doctor said, wait, this stupid motherfucking tiny short ass baby got a tiny little itty bitty body and I hate it.
Which thankfully for this small child, she was deaf, so she didn't hear the spell. But that certainly didn't stop him from flicking her off afterwards. And so now we're in a bit of a interesting situation because there's a man who's approached you, and he flashed a badge of the City Watch, and not just any badge, but like not just anybody carries these badges. This is a special magic item that's given to high-ranking officers within the City Watch. Everyone knows this. So
This
with
badge
that,
is magic?
it is a magical badge. In fact, if you were to steal his badge, it would disappear and reappear next to the open Lord of Waterdeep. So it does give bonuses to battle, gives you a +2 to your AC. So you know that he has just with that alone, it's probably pretty serious if he's just carrying one of these badges. Not everybody has like a badge they can flash, even if they're part of the watch. So anyways, so he's come up essentially, and he said that he's like to have a word, and he flashed you guys the badge. So that's where we're going to focus in on here. So this man approaches you, and he says, "Hold it right there, criminal scum." The name is
just, you plural or
just hold it right there, criminal scum. Not, it's ambiguous. I mean, if you guys want to be a part of, like, implicated together in the crime that's just happened, then
Nope.
sure. And I'll just
Hey,
remind you guys
he-
too. I'll just remind you guys that I gave you before kind of like a abbreviated version, a much easier to understand version of the code legal in general, which is like, don't use a violent, like where Durnan's motto was on the wall, don't cast a violent spell, and make sure that if you get in a fight that you just, mostly bludgeoning, don't bring out your weapon and try to kill somebody. And above it is a little wooden placard that reads a word of warning to all the patrons. In the Yawning Portal all is well. Withdraw thy weapon and tales will quell. No bloodshed here, no violent spell. Put away thy steel, lest you farewell. That was my easier version of the code legal to kind of teach you guys but there's actually a full set of legal documents called the code legal, and one of them is not to use violent magic spells against little disabled children. It doesn't say that specifically about the children, but it does say don't. So, I mean, it's possible that maybe Digsin didn't know exactly what he was doing when he cast this vicious mockery spell, because
it doesn't say that specifically.
What, the spell doesn't?
Right.
You said it doesn't say that specifically. Like,
Yeah, it
disabled
doesn't say
children.
the orphan thing specifically. Yeah. It just says like people or like beings, not to attack them
How
with
was I-
spells.
no.
But one thing that you might also, just fun fact for you guys, is that the average NPC in this game has about 4 health points, and Vicious Mockery does 1d4 psychic damage. So probably could have killed her with that. Lucky for you, it's your lucky day. She didn't. We didn't even have to roll the dice there because she didn't hear it. So I'd say so far it's actually, things are working out pretty well for you.
Yeah, sweet.
All right. So with that being said,
Working well for the psychotic murderer who just tried to choke a child to death.
but let me just clarify, like, it's not illegal to be an asshole. So Czar flipping off the kids too. That's just him. I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with, just making a small child cry. There's no law against being an asshole. It's just, you can't use a magical spell on somebody that could kill them with psychic damage.
This cop, he says, "Hey, criminal scum." I'm like, "Hey, I'm no criminal."
Yeah. And he's like, "I'll have a word with you in a minute there." So the name is Jallister Silvermane, Captain Jallister Silvermane, and I would have a word with you, sir. So he kind of like looks around at this little, somewhat disorganized and, this patch of adventures that have suddenly assembled before him. And he narrows in right on and makes eye contact with Digsin and says, "Have you no honor, sir? You not only spit in the face of Durnan in his own house by casting a violent spell, but you disdain the very customs and ordinances of our fair city. Or have the laws of the Code Legal eluded you?" And he tosses you a copy of the Code Legal and kind of, lands on the desk in front of you. The small stack of papers that everybody has had these even if you can't read, they will read them to you at the gate as you enter the city. So everybody's well aware of the laws of the city. And he says, "How dare you summon forth a malevolent enchantment against a hapless child, and an orphan no less, a disabled, defenseless orphan, whose only crime was to trust you with her tender love and care. What say you, Digsin? What has come of you? Have the veils of sanity fallen from your eyes? Have you lost your mind? Because if so, I shall help you find it." And he flourishes his cape to reveal the hilt of an ornate longsword on his side. How do you respond?
Oh, would you look at that? There's some leftover cinnamon buns over here. And I just kind of slink off to the side.
And so he kind of notices Hurk kind of shuffling over. He goes, "Hey, you there! I see you bear the gauntlets of a servant of Hor. Help me fulfill your oath and assist me with bringing this man to justice. Do you not stand? Are you not a paladin?"
I stand for balance, not justice. Therefore, no harm, no foul. He casts spell at deaf kid no here. It's fine.
Give me a persuasion check.
Chucks. Yo, if I roll a 1 again, I'm calling bullshit.
I mean, you haven't had the greatest luck. Last time it was pretty rough. Lucky for you too. Yagra didn't see any of that stuff. 11. Okay. And he's like, and so Jalus says, "I'm not exactly familiar with all of the nuances of your the gods. Is it gods? Gods you serve? Yes. Amongst the great pantheon, but I would assume you should at least stand vigil and witness what is happening here, because these children, they do not deserve the treatment that they have been so far bestowed."
Hey, cop, I kind of noticed something, okay, Columbo? Look, if it wasn't for me...
The name is Jalister Silvermane, sir. Captain Jack Silvermane.
Anyways, whatever. Point is, I noticed that when there was a giant 20-foot fucking troll walking around, killing everybody, it was me. It was my buddy Hurk over here. It was this short guy, FF Digsin, who was going around frickin' casting spells, throwing frickin' darts. I don't know, whatever the heck he threw. He hit a guy in the eye, is what I'm trying to say. What did you do? You didn't do nothing. You ran to the other side.
I saved these two children from harm. Something that you never would even thought of, Czar. You only think of yourself. Don't think I haven't been watching you and your shady behavior with your brother.
Look over there. Look over there. Look over there. You see that giant hole in the freaking wall where a crazy blood-sucking bat went through the window? Yeah, did you do that? Who did that? Yeah, that's right.
Any man can slay a monster, but a true hero conquers the demons from within. You have some soul searching to do, Czar. You and your brother. Don't think I didn't notice him skirting out of here when things got dicey. So he did.
Cop for a bunch of drunks at midnight in the world's weirdest town. Relax with your frickin' proclamations.
So you say that do you condone such behavior of this halfling fellow that you barely know? I know him because obviously I know everyone here, including Digsin.
What I understand is that after you do a little bit of battling, you're gonna be a little bit you're gonna be jumping. You're gonna be a little jumpy, and some frickin' kid shows up, bounces on your lap like you're a frickin' Santa Claus. You're gonna react. You're gonna think it's another frickin' troll. You're gonna punch the thing in the face. And look, that kid, she's fine. I mean, she's deaf and she has no parents and no hopes in life and all that. But besides that, she's gonna be fine. Why? Because of FF Digsin and what he did 10 minutes before that. So why don't we just bring the temperature down a little bit, okay? Frickin' monk over here. and we'll all go on our merry way. How's that sound, huh?
My
You don't do
temperature
no
is just
paperwork?
fine, sir. I would ask you to mind yours when you're talking to an officer of the law.
You were just talking proclamations and witnessing the gods and stuff with the freaking orc man over here. What do you mean temperature's down with you? You got a freaking hard on for justice over here, and you didn't even do nothing.
I
when
think
people were
that
killing
oftentimes you find yourself to have a motor of a mouth, even though I don't really know exactly what a motor is. That word just seemed to come to my lips, spring forth like some sort of machination from some witchcraft that they do down with at the house of Gondor, or whatever the hell there is a place that does machinery stuff. The House of Gond? The Temple of Gond? Like they do down in the Temple of Gond. Anyways, but I suggest that you don't flick off a small child that is in a vulnerable position. I think we can agree that such behavior is not behoove one who is an employee of the Yawning Portal itself to treat their patrons as such. Or would you rather go back to your days working the Dung Sweepers Guild, shoveling shit with that spade of yours?
Yeah, you're shoveling shit all day. You know, I'm shoveling your shit, just trying to listen to you. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. You just go about your fucking business. I don't give a shit anymore.
Very well. Now on with you there, Sir Digsin. I know you're known to have a keen mind. What has become of you, sir? What has happened to the Digsin who was happily enjoying himself a nice boar and sweet rolls but a moment ago?
My question is, who let those fucking kids in here? This is a dangerous place. There's trolls crawling out of the fucking floor.
Well, and he kind of, that is what the officers of the law are here for, to protect the innocent, and I did do my job. But what I wasn't expecting was for you to attack the innocents that I sent your way. I told them,
You leave that
children,
to
yes.
the trolls crawling out of the floor, huh?
What'd you say?
Leave that to the trolls crawling out of the floor.
Oh no, the situation was handled. As you could see, I managed to swiftly escort the other two children away from the well, and I may have missed one here or there. I got the most of them, and that's, those kids know the risks when they came here.
Cap. You got 2 out of 3 children out of the alcoholic bar with giant trolls.
Have you ever heard of shovel
big
ball,
hero.
sir? I'm batting batting a good, at least 600 or so, 666, if you had to do the math. I'd say that's pretty good.
It's pretty bad.
Clearly, you've never played
Well,
it. What's that? What'd you say, Digsin? A witch.
I proclaim you a witch.
You proclaim me a witch?
6% of the children.
Ah, well, that is. I'm not quite sure
Projecting
that's an unlucky
your
number
fear
per
of
se
magic
in the
onto
Waterdeep
me.
lore, but perhaps maybe. I'm a witch, but would a witch be able to? Do witches float? I don't remember. There's a well. If I need to prove it to you, why don't you and I take a trip down the well? We'll see who floats.
Okay. If you float, you're a witch, and we'll burn you. And if you sink, then you're not a witch. And
I'm not the one casting what is clearly a witch's spell. Vicious mockery. I've seen such spells. Why, even Three Strings himself has cast it from time to time. I couldn't believe my eyes that you'd actually done it until you finished it with the flourish of flicking off the children afterwards. That all but sealed the deal.
Yeah, the kid deserved it.
I don't remember seeing anything in the Code Legal about witchcraft being illegal. Or spellcasting in general.
Or flicking off
yes.
children.
Section 3, crimes against the citizens. Subsection D, you'll find that there's a specific clause that says no magic is to be used to accost another individual. And there's actual several ways that you can be punished It's really comes
but
down to personal
there's
preference.
plenty of non-damaging spells which would still fall under the heading of witchcraft, would it not?
Non-damaging. So you're saying that there's non-damaging spells that
But you've
aren't
never
witchcraft?
seen a prestidigitation before. Plenty of witches know prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation to clean a few glasses, yes, but this is vicious mockery. It's right in the name, sir. Vicious. It's not something that one casts
I'm just
so
saying,
casually.
we all need to be on the same page that just because you are a witch and you can cast spells does not make you a law-breaking citizen.
A law-breaking citizen is one who breaks the law, sir. It's pretty clear-cut. If you attack someone, luckily for him, he didn't seriously maim or injure, in which case he would be maimed or injured in the same exact way, or kill, because the penalty for death is death. But you may be able to get away with something. We may be able to arrange something if you're willing to at least admit what you did was and apologize to these children. I may be willing to overlook some things, but if you regret nothing, sir, then I also regret nothing in holding back and enforcing the full extent of the law.
Okay.
What say
happened
you,
to the
sir?
voting competition?
I will verbally apologize to the deaf child.
I would like you to communicate with her. If you'd like to apologize to her, you don't speak her language, but I do. But I think what you might want to say is that in your culture, as a halfling from far, far away, that perhaps the middle finger is a sign of respect, and it was but a mere misunderstanding.
Is the child offended by the mockery that she didn't hear? I'm confused about my crime, I guess.
No, she didn't know that you cast a spell on her. Only someone that would know the spell. He recognizes the spell that was cast, and people know when magic has been done on them.
Yeah.
But when it can't actually take hold on them, there's no like visual for vicious mockery. It's just you would feel it if you actually were being affected by it, but she wasn't because she's deaf.
So, because my spell was ineffective, like my atonement is, I don't understand what an equal atonement would be.
Let me ask you something, sir. If you attempt to stab a man with a knife and you miss due to your own inadequacies, does that not make you a criminal? It is assault, sir.
If I wave a knife around and don't hit anybody, have I caused harm?
Yes, indeed, there is a law for that. Brandishing a weapon without due cause. And that is punishable by a fine of up to 50 gold and typically 25, depending on the severity of the threat. That is also legal. You seem to be digging yourself into a further hole here. I think there's really only one way I see you getting out of this, and that is a little thing called humility, sir. If you don't, then I will be forced to enact the full extent of the legal code. And you know, I probably would mess with the cop himself too, because that's also a fine. But hey, you know, you do you.
I will apologize verbally to the deaf child.
You will do more than just verbally, sir. You will explain, and I will communicate, if you wish, with her and her friends, and you will give an apology. And also, an edict will be declared for you to have proper conduct around them and other urchins. And to my discretion, as a man of the law, I can declare an edict that you must behave yourself. And if you don't, then you will be responsible for your actions here today. Don't think you're just off the hook because of a simple hand waving. In this case, hand waving is literally all she understands.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now come here, Nat. And so Nat is, I think she's by Mako right now, right?
Yeah,
Mako?
I was giving her like minor illusion flowers, so like that's
So she's-
sparkles and stuff like that. to
So she
cheer her
kind
up.
of she's already kind of wiped her tears a little bit. Actually, can you use your do you have the water spell?
A water spell.
Do you have like any like manipulating water spells or no?
I can create and destroy water, but that takes my only spell slot. So
Okay.
no,
I was
I'm
like,
not going
use
to
your
use
full-
my single
use your
spell
full
slot.
spell
unless I
slot to
really
dry
need
your
to use my
tears, what you
single
monster.
Spell slot.
Okay, so she dabs her tears, and then she kind of like is peeking over, and she's feeling a little bit better. And she's kind of looking at Jallister talking to Digsin, and she is kind of like starts to shuffle back over towards like and kind of like goes behind Jallister, and she's kind of like poking around, like the little kid thing where they kind of poke around, like, is it okay? And so he says, now come here, Nat. And, he kind of places a hand on her shoulder, and he says, this man would like to say something to you. So he's like, Squidly, translate translate what this man says. And Squidly's like, yeah, sure thing, Jallister. And he kind of, comes over, and he's like, ready to translate with his little tiefling fingers.
Mm-hmm. So you ready for my apology?
Are you saying that, or are you asking me, the
I'm
DM?
Just making sure. Yeah, DM. If
Oh yeah,
everyone's
DM.
prepared.
Yep, go ahead.
Okay. Sweet child, I apologize for my vicious mockery of you. I was
Squidly looks a little confused with the vicious mockery part, but he's kind of just like and he's like kind of improvising with some like really violent looking like kind of motions.
I was just disheartened that a man of the law would let such innocent children into such a dangerous place, and in clear dereliction of duty to protect the innocent.
And so the little Squidly doesn't know what dereliction of duty is, but he's just kind of like looks at you like, what?
Zart leans in and is just like, the cop fucked up to say that again.
So, you didn't deserve my mockery, and I'm pleased to see that you were not physically or psychically affected. And my mockery was definitely would have been better directed towards this man of the law.
And so Jallister kind of just like you can tell that he can tell that he's being slighted, so he kind of just like turns slightly and says, okay, Nat, what do we say to the little man who just misunderstood? And Squidly's signing all this, and then she's like, so he's like, so he's a good guy. She like signs it, and he's like, and then Squidly's like, what should I say? And then Jallister's like, it's like, just say he's very confused and he's having a bad day and that he's not going to hurt you anymore. And if he does, Jallister Silvermane will make sure he answers. And so Squidly does that, and then she's like, ooh, okay. And then she like kind of she whips out like this little toy bow, and she's like, and she's like, eh? And she's like offers it for you to sign.
For me to sign?
Yeah. She saw you shoot the bow of the troll in the eye earlier, and she also has a bow. They all have like little like they all got like little props and bows and arrows and stuff. So she gives you the bow. Squidly, I'll give Squidly the little toy sword, and then Jenks has like a little magic wand that he has because he's like wants to be a sorcerer.
Yeah. Okay. I'll sign her bow.
Okay. So you sign the
Be careful
bow.
there. You don't want to be brandishing a weapon without due cause.
No.
It's like, and then Jallister's like, get him, boys. It's like a sting off. Yeah, no.
No, I'll sign it to a fine young child. Your hero, F.F. Digsin, ACAB.
What did you say at the end? ACAB?
ACAB.
ACAB. All cops are bad.
ACAB.
Oh, all cops are bad. Okay. And then so she's like, okay. And then she takes it. And she's like, haha. And she flicks you off. She's like, yeah. And then And then
Like
Jealous.
this kid.
Yep. So then she kind of scamp. What's that?
Hell yeah, I like that she flipped me off. I'll flip
Yeah.
her
So
off.
then, so she does like, she kind of doesn't, she doesn't say, she's like this, huh? Is like that, like just the one, or can I do like two? Or she's kind of like, huh?
Make sure to like direct it to the cop. We'll all flip.
So so she kind of like goes, and she's like, yay, and she like shows Squidly, and he's all excited. He's like, yeah, where are they? And she's like, does the crane stance again? She's like, yeah, crane crashers, woo! And then they're all like, they start like scampering off, and they start like playing around and start swinging around on the, the well again. You know, they're all just like going right back to. I didn't.
Oh my god.
And he's like, yeah, you gotta let kids be kids, you know.
Yeah.
So Dick Durnan hears what's going on, and he's like, that man looks like he could use another beer. And so he slides you down a cold one there, and drunk ass Maloon just kind of also passes it over to you, and he's like, you know, Durnan's always watching kind of thing.
Mhm.
But he says, when the kids are doing like their thing, the kids are arguing about their group name again. They're like, we're the well wishers. No, we're the crane captains. They're like, there can only be one captain. That doesn't make any sense. They start like arguing and stuff, and he's like, I like to call them the yawning yahoos. You know, y'all make sure you don't fall down that well again. We just finished preparing that thing. And the little kid, little Jenks here, he kind of like he has like a little owl bear plushie. It's kind of like a little teddy bear, and he's kind of like, it looks like he kind of wants like to get that signed as well, but he's like afraid to go next to you. So he kind of goes up to Mako and says like, hey Mako, or he's like, hey there Mako, geez, like I saw what you were doing earlier. I thought it was pretty cool with the way that you made those flowers. You think you can sign my owl bear?
Yes, little child, I can. I, Mako Tsunami, will sign this bear. But, I don't think I have anything to write. Do you have anything to write with?
The dwarf next to you does. The half dwarf, half gnome guy. He's like, there you go. And he hands you some stuff.
Thank you, good sir. I'll borrow this real fast. And, I go
It's a
and sign
magic
it for
marker.
the kid. And then, like, I go and snap my fingers and cast a minor illusion and kind of like do like a cutesy, like, you know, owl bear roar kind of thing.
Oh, it makes like a sound effect. You make
Yeah,
do you like make his teddy bear?
as well.
Does the
yeah,
bear
just
make
to
like
him
the?
happy.
It looks like the bear makes the sound and stuff.
Yeah.
He's like, oh wow, that's so cool. Oh Mako, wow, you can do magic too, just like the Shadow Source. I want to be what you are. How did you get your powers?
Well, the ocean. Yes, the ocean gave me my powers. Yes. And we had a contract
I don't like
and a
the ocean.
deal.
I actually can't swim.
Yes. All you have to do is marry the ocean.
Okay, sure, that sounds cool. Thanks. And he's kind of like, it looks like he's kind of like furrows his brow a little bit, and he's like, okay, Teddy, we gotta go find ourselves. We gotta go marry some body of water. Maybe. Very confused. He's like, maybe we'll stick with the other lady. She's less confusing. But yeah, he seems so Jenks is pretty he's pretty happy. So and yeah, just so you guys know, like we don't have Fiahd here today, so we're just gonna kind of like figure out what we're doing with her later. But I assume that she's gonna be kind of moving with the group. But if she is off, maybe we could say she's off doing her own stuff right now, because she's kind of got her own mission to meet up later with Mert and stuff like that to track down the Mass Lords. But she's also been paid, so you know. I guess in this case, we get Digsin gets to keep his money as well. I think I had Mert there before. Oh, by the way, did you guys get the artwork of Volo when he was sitting next to the fireplace? Because like he was sitting here the whole time. But did you guys see it just now?
Yeah, I remember seeing this picture.
Yeah, so like as the kids are playing around there, it's like you know, you're kind of talking to Durnan, and Durnan comes up to you. He's like, man, those bunch of yawning yahoos, wouldn't you say there? I mean, and then Bonnie's next to her, and she's like, they're more like the I like to think of them as like the Mimicky Mouse Club. Like, you know, they just kind of, they see things, they imitate it. So they're very shapeable, you know. Kids these days, or she's got an accent, doesn't she? She's like, you know, the kids these days, they're very shapeable, you know. You got to watch out for them youngins, right there, Mako. I'm glad that you providing a good role model for them, because you know they're gonna mimic you. And if they're gonna mimic you, you want to make sure you're being a good guy, you know, or a good fish guy.
A good fish guy, indeed.
Cheers to that. Yeah, she's so she. Are you drinking anything at the bar? Did you have?
I'll drink some water.
Oh yeah, you just got her water again. So she's already got you filled up. She's like, there's another water for you. You know,
thanks.
On the house. I mean, it's always on the house, but you know, it's extra on the house. Sparkling water. I gave you some. Gave you some of that expensive stuff with the minerals and whatnot.
This feels great on my skin. Thank you.
Yeah, it actually grants you a temporary bonus, plus 2 to your intelligence when you drink this. It's intelligent water.
Oh, intelligent water.
Smart water.
I'm smart.
Hey.
Smart water.
There you go. So you drink that, and it gives you a plus 2 bonus to your intelligence for till the end of a long rest.
Is Mako like drinking it, or are you like pouring it on yourself?
I'm pouring it on my body, on my skin.
You can do whatever you want with it. She just hands her she hands her a special vial of this.
I just want to visualize how he's consuming this water.
Yeah,
he's just sitting at the bar, just like
It's like a bubbling concoction, and it's like like a chilled glass, like a vial, you know. And then when you drink it, it's like that bubbling. The thoughts start to bubble up into your mind.
Would that work if I just like pour it on myself though? Like I absorb it through my skin since I'm a fish?
Yep.
Okay. Just making sure. Okay.
You can consume it however you want, whatever form you want it to enter your body.
That way it enters my body and I can breathe it.
Can I communicate discreetly to another character?
Sure.
I want to whisper to Hurk about, like, I think that lady said those kids are mimics.
I heard that too, but I think it was a pun on the like mimicky.
Mimicky Mouse Club?
I don't trust him.
It is always good to be distrustful of children. They tend to be little sticky fingers from time to time. Lots of thieves guilds in the area employ small children to do their dirty work.
So actually, you guys do know that in Waterdeep, they actually don't have a Thieves Guild. It's like completely run by the gangs, and the Thieves Guild
wants us to think.
The Thieves Guild has tried several times. You know this, Hurk, because you worked in the within the industry, so to speak. That they have tried several times, like they have in other cities, to set up shop. But so far, a lot of their efforts have been thwarted, and a lot of it is actually due to the fact that it's a tight-run ship. The open lord of the city is tolerant of the gangs, doesn't like them, but for them to have the actual guild set up, it's been very hard to crack for the Waterdeep people. But there's always a void there. I guess it could be filled. You guys want to start your own Thieves Guild or some shit? I don't know.
So you're saying there's a chance?
So you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah.
So Durnan, about that bet, I bet like 5 gold in the guy.
Oh, that's right.
Where do I go to collect that?
She's like, Bonnie. So he turns Bonnie, and she's like, right here, darling. Here you go. And she's like, just kind of has loose. She has like a little bag of loose change, and she just go, there you go. 5 gold, was it? Here's another one, just because you're such a sweetheart. Boom. She gives you 6 gold.
Oh, I betted 5 gold, so I should get like 10 gold, right?
Yeah, you'll get your money back. It's like plus. I'm talking about net gold.
Okay, my bad.
I know, I get what you're saying. Yeah, you get like 11 gold.
Okay, cool.
But you go plus 6. That's what I'm saying.
6, yeah. 11 gold.
In addition to the
you,
20.
Bonnie.
She's like, much obliged. Is that all? And it's like, would you also like to collect your friends as well and pass it to them?
Yeah, I'll collect my friends' gold and pass it all to them.
All right, you guys are all such good friends. It seems like you guys seems like you guys know each other. And so she hands you all the gold. She hands you Zar's gold and Hurk's gold, I think, because you both bet the 5, right? Or right?
Yeah, we all bet 5 gold.
So she hands you 10 more gold to distribute amongst Zar and Hurk.
All right.
You always bet on somebody dying.
I go and and like give them a little bit wave and say thank you guys, especially that water. That water felt amazing.
It's the best. Brew it myself. You know, I'm not all just looks, and she sees you walking away. She's like, nobody ever listens to me. No, sorry, it's all right.
Okay. I go over to Czar and I give him his share of the gold, so that way he gets what he's owed.
So what's Czar doing when he's walking up to him there? Are you just sitting there?
Czar's just sitting there, just like all disgruntled and stuff like that.
I go and put the gold on the table right in front of Czar and say, I believe this is yours, my friend. My reptilian friend and arms, yes. Here you go. Your gold pieces for betting against the man in the underwear surviving.
I just love it when Mako talks. Hey, thank you. You know, it's not often you get gold from a goldfish. You ever think about that?
Yeah, man. Ha ha ha! And I give a big belly laugh to that.
All right. Relax. I don't want you wetting yourself over here.
All right, my friend, my reptilian friend. Yes.
All right. Let's go get a drink.
Real quickly, I must give this one to Hurk real fast, and I go over and give Hurk his earnings of like what he earned during the what he betted on essentially. So I believe that's another 11 gold, right?
Yeah, Hurk gets no. The Hurk and Czar get 5 gold. You got the bonus one because you were talking to Bonnie and she liked that you gave flowers to the little girl.
Oh, okay, my bad. Just clarifying. All right.
Because you're such sweetheart. Okay, or you guys? So you guys divvy that out now. Jallister Silvermane there. Let's see. So Hurk and Mako are right there, and so he's like, "You two seem to have a good head on your shoulders. I hope I can count on you in the times to come to keep an eye on the rest of these miscreants. And if you ever need something, perhaps an audience with the Open Lord, I've seen your valor here today, and you seem to be a good people and someone we can count on. So if you ever need an audience with the Open Lord herself, I am a close friend of hers, and should you need an audience, I would vouch for you."
Thank you, my friend. Sorry, I don't believe I got your name, but my name is Mako Tsunami.
My name is Captain Jallister Silvermane. And as you can see, I am a captain of the Knights of the City Watch. And you also give me a history check there, Mako. Actually, you too, Hurk.
Add that bonus modifier in, sweet.
Yeah, give me a history check.
Yeah, so that's plus. That's gonna be plus 3. So that's gonna be a plus. So sorry, I'm just calculating this. So I would just have +1 essentially to my history check. So it would be +3. Yeah. Okay.
So you rolled a raw 16, or no, not a raw, like with your adjusted thing, and then +2. So you got that's Hurk who got a 16. Okay.
I rolled an 11. Oh no, 12. My bad, because I would have +1 due to my intelligence modifier being 16.
Okay. So you guys, between the two of you guys, you both look on his. So his, like I said, Jallister's he has like an immaculate uniform. They're dignified, clean pressed kind of thing. Several badges of honor are on this, and amongst them, you notice that there is a golden and white crown on a red and yellow banner, which is the insignia for the Lord's Alliance. So he is clearly, in the factions of the city, he's a member of the Lord's Alliance. And there's also a symbol of a gray hand, which you don't quite know. You know that the gray hands they work for the city, but you don't quite know exactly what his involvement in particular is with that. The gray hands in Force Gray are kind of like the special operations unit in Waterdeep for when they have to deal out with crimes. So they're kind of like they can be adventurers that are recruited, that are basically like it's like a faction that can be joined where you can kind kind of be like the special action or the special forces that's kind of sent out during missions, and help protect people of Waterdeep through like, you know, where they need like talented individuals. And then also, so Mako, since you have that extra bonus, you also see that he has, in fact, there's a little insignia that he has on him, and it's Mistress Star, you know, like the goddess Mistra with her, it's like a 7-pointed star, and then there's a mage staff with a crescent moon in the middle of it. And you actually know this is actually Lady Silverhand's personal like insignia for her friends and kind of like her entourage. So when he was saying before that he knew the Lady of Waterdeep, only those people who have those little pins, little badges, are like part of her entourage, her close entourage.
All right. I'll take note of that. I won't really say anything about it, but I'll make note of it.
Yep. So if you guys ever need to do missions with, if you
I
don't quite remember.
Silvermane, my friend.
If you want to come back to the Yawning Portal to talk with Silvermane, he's also can be found at other locations, but for now, let's just say you can find him at Yawning Portal here. He's part of the Lord's Alliance. If you want to get faction missions from him, he has them available for later. But you guys are on a mission right now. There's also Force Grey and the Grey Hands. He can put you in contact with that. That is actually run by, not him. That's run by the head mage of the city, which is the Blackstaff, which is the name of that. And then also he's close friends with Laryl Silverhand. And yeah, he's flexing on you guys with them badges. I did not spell Laryl right. Laryl Silverhand. Everybody knows Laryl Silverhand. She recently took over from Dagult Neverember, which you guys remember with last session when Barbara and Fia's character was like, not last session, but a couple sessions ago. They were talking about Dagult Neverember and how he got ousted as the Open Lord of Waterdeep. And Laryl Silverhand is the one who took over as the Open Lord. And she's a badass. So everybody knows that. She's like, lived for thousands of years, and she's a badass. So you know, she's a good person to be around the city. It seems like probably a good person to make connections with through, I don't know, Jalus or Silvermane. Anyways,
is there some sort of family connection here with both of you being
actually,
named Silver something?
So. No, they just had like those silver names, man. Silvermane, Silverhand. I'm sure there's a Silverfoot and a Silver whatever. You know, there's silver. You know, some people just pick their own last names, I guess.
Oh, well, there's silver appendages, let me tell you.
Yeah, there's some silver appendages. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so, all right, well, with that, he kind of like gives you guys a little bow and do. And if you guys want to, if there's anything else you want to do, you're free to go out on your quest for Volo's mission to find Floon if you guys want to start investigating. Or if there's anything you want to do here at the Yawning Portal, let me know. Czar, do you want to say anything to Durnan about like how you... almost he knows that you're supposed to be on duty tonight. He's like, weren't you supposed to be working tonight?
You didn't think I was working? What you think I've been doing this whole past time? We got a fucking rogue cop. I threw a bat out the window. What you want from me? I was spying for you up and upstairs. I'll talk to you later.
But Bonnie's kind of behind him. She's like, just go.
I gotta go. I'm gonna go check on the dumpster.
She's like, oh, Durnan, look at the dumpster. I think there's something wrong with the dump. She's like, I think something's wrong with the dumpster, Durnan. Let's go check it out. And he's like, well, the dumpster. And so he's kind of distracted if you guys want to kind of boogie on out of there. And yeah. Okay, so I gave you guys a couple handouts to a couple of the different wards. I think you should have access to the Castle Ward detailed map, and I don't know if I shared... Yeah, the Dock Ward. I think I also shared that with you. I don't think it's as detailed view, but it is. It's kind of like a tourist guide. And basically, I don't know if I think I shared this with you guys earlier, but it's all in Volo's guide, Volo's in Kyridian, which all the adventurers get when they enter the city. That's how you guys all knew about Volo. This one right here. So I'll share it with you guys again. Show it to the players. and you can actually find a copy of this Enchiridion, A Visitor's Guide to the City of Splendors. You can find that on the Discord. It's actually all there. So I'm trying to say show to players, but I don't know if it's popping up.
Yeah, it popped up for me.
Did?
I got
Okay.
the Enchiridion.
But yeah, you guys can check out any of those. They're marked with different points of interest if you guys want to try to study the map. Also, there's an interactive map that has been posted on the Discord. It's like the AD&D thing, that French site. It has an interactive map where you can type into the search bar and pull anything up. So if you guys look, I have designated where you guys, like the "You Are Here" thing is, there's a Vicarious Ventures, like one of our logos that is there. And it's right there by the Yawning Portal. So right now you guys are actually in, there's the different wards, right? Which are the different districts of the city. They're semi-color coded on this map, but this is the castle ward you guys are in. The easiest way you can remember that is because there's a giant castle right next to it. And you can see right there, okay, Castle Waterdeep. And this whole city, this whole street that you guys are on is like there's several like bars. It's like a big bar crawl street that you guys are on. It's Rain Run Street, and it's like right here. Whoops, like that. Okay, so you guys are probably, you guys know that you're supposed to head towards the Skewered Dragon, which is down in the Dock Ward, which is kind of like the seedier parts of the city. It's not necessarily like you kind of have to go down to the Dock Ward if you want to interact with all the commerce going on down there, but it's definitely not a place you want to live. So you guys are going to kind of start going down south if you want. I mean, you can kind of go wherever you want, but it is sort of a time-sensitive thing. A missing person case, you know.
Let's go down and figure that stuff out. What do you guys think?
So I assume that Mako and Czar and actually all of you guys should have pretty good. Well, actually, probably like Hurk and Fiahd and Czar, I would imagine, have most of the layout of the city. You spend most of your time in the, you know the Dock Ward quite well, Mako, but you don't know the upper parts of the city very well, like, you know, like the upper crust of the city. So anybody can probably take point here. Who would be leading your little band of merry adventurers?
Well, it's certainly not going to be the little lizard that's been taken and kidnapped by a giant orc and a weird elf and a fish.
I mean,
unless they ask you
I'll
to.
take the lead if nobody else wants to.
Yes, my big green friend, please do it.
That's what they call him, the big green. Yeah.
Everybody behind me.
Okay, so you guys start
marching.
So you guys know your way pretty well around the street. You know the quickest way down there is if you take a little thing called Gut Alley, which is, like it sounds, probably not the most inviting name, Gut Alley. It's like a fish gut alley, but there's definitely some stuff that happens in here. I'm trying to make this go down here. But as you guys start to head down there, on the most direct route towards around this area, I don't know if you guys can see down. Where is Felicia? Okay, so like around here in this general area, I'm just kind of pinging it. You know that that's a rough area of Skewered Dragon. There's several like places that you guys hang out where the members of the Dung Sweeper Guild, back when Czar used to be part of that, they have a place down here, somewhere around here. And then Hurk, there's a place that used to hang out that was down here, and we'll get to that stuff later. But you guys kind of know this area essentially, so you know that like going down south, straight down Gut Street is the right way to go. Sorry, down Snail Street. Yeah, Snail Street. Snail Street's the bigger street. There we go. So you guys start going that. As you guys go down Snail Street, you guys can see that, you know, on the map there's the Honorable Knight. So off to your left, if you're heading down south to your left, you'd see a big old statue, one of the walking statues of Waterdeep. The Honorable Knight is just poking above the rooftops there, but you kind of go back there. You just kind of, you've seen it before. You're not tourists, so you're going to head back down. But as you guys head down to the city there, and it's about, you know, midday. It's a little past midday. It's like in the afternoon, you know, it's like the sun has already gone past it's high noon. It's starting to set. So, you know, no real rush to get down there, but you guys are trying to get down there before it gets dark. And here's what you guys stumble upon. Okay, there we go. So I think you guys should be seeing black now, right? Or no, you can see some stuff.
Yeah, I can see some stuff. I see like a horse carriage and like a bunch of people and looks like a dead guy.
Let's say that you guys are going to be right on the bottom there of the screen.
Wait, the top of the screen is south? You're throwing me for a
So
loop
like
here.
right here, this is north, and top of the screen is south.
So we're going south?
You guys are headed south down to the dock ward towards the Deepwater Harbor area. And as you're doing that, you're oriented, you're flipped, going south. So south is the top of the screen for you guys. So as you guys turn the corner, you find yourselves on a street that's been cordoned off by the City Watch. Yay, City Watch. There's no Jealous or Silvermane present, though. He doesn't know how to teleport. So lying on the cobblestones are a half dozen corpses, seemingly the victims of a terrible skirmish. You have watch officers that have disarmed and arrested 3 blood-drenched humans, which are these guys right here. All of them are skinheads. They're all seem to be like the same kind of eerily similar to the guys that you guys saw with the Jason Sadam bunch. Like the Xanathar thugs who also had their heads shaved. They all seem to have these shaved heads. It seems to be a thing for the Xanathar people. So there's 3 of those guys, blood-drenched humans, and they're in the midst of being questioned as witnesses to this crime. One of the officers sees you guys, and it's gonna be, let's say, this guy right here. Or no, not that guy. This guy right here.
You know these guys are.
They all look the same to me, honestly. Always humanoids.
Seems a little speciesist, but I understand what you mean.
Like, how am I supposed to tell the difference between a guy and a girl when they don't have fucking scale patterning?
So this guy comes up to you guys, and he addresses you, and he says, "All right, move along. Nothing to see here." And he kind of does like a shooing motion for you. And then this guy kind of whispers something next to you. Anybody can give me a perception check if they want to see if they can hear what he whispered to the guy, because he is like right in front of you guys.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Holy shit! Yeah, just one person though when you guys do those checks.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, but Hurk gave me it, so 20. So you see, so he's like, "Sir, we're still waiting for Sergeant Barnabas to come here." And he's like, "We're still waiting for him to arrive." He's like, just pretend like you know what you're doing. And then so Kowalski's like, "Oh, I know that. Right, you are. Now keep calm and carry on." He just kind of talks to you guys again, and just again is making sweeping motions, like he's like got the whole situation addressed.
Pardon me, officer. We're looking for a man with a unicorn chain around his neck. Have you seen anybody that fits that description?
I reckon I see a lot of folk come around here. Can't keep track of everyone. It's a big city, Haven't seen anyone in particular who's did you say a unicorn?
Lost him again.
Nope. So he just says he's basically saying he sees a lot of people in the city. He hasn't seen that person in particular, and then he asked you, did you say he's wearing a unicorn necklace?
Yep. He's sort of, let me get a description of this fool real quick.
at this guy
he's
with
got
his
kind
notes.
of like a wavy red hair, big unicorn head chain around his neck. That's the best I can do.
So he's one sec. Excuse me. So he says, I think I remember someone wearing something gaudy like that. Big old unicorn necklace and wavy red hair. Must be Weasley. I don't know if I can know. So it's like, yeah, he's like, yeah, it must be Weasley. Anyways, but he's like, I got bigger fish to fry here. We got ourselves a crime scene in case you ever noticed. And he's like, and he just kind of turns back around.
Plenty of blood in the street. Smells horrible. That's kind of why I was worried that maybe our person that we're looking for was in the group. Making sure they're maybe not dead yet.
He's like, and he kind of considers it for a moment and give me an insight check.
Which
For Hurk?
person?
For Hurk.
Okay.
Hurk's talking to him. Insight check.
Maybe.
So you can see like he's
Top rolls.
it seems that he's fidgeting a bit. He seems to be like he doesn't actually know. He's like trying to fake like he's knows what he's doing on the scene here, but he doesn't quite know. And he's like, well, you know, I guess I have an expert on the way, but you know, I suppose a quick peek wouldn't hurt. The rest of you stay there. You, what'd you say your name was?
Hurk Tradden.
Yeah, Hurk. Why don't you come with me, Hurk, and we'll take a look, eh? And so he lets you in through the screen. So there's actually all these guys are forming kind of like a wall. There's some citizens over here that are kind of like we're witnesses to the crime. It seems like, and they've also been not allowed. But it's interesting that he's actually allowing you through their little blockade to kind of get a closer look because you're clearly not qualified. But he seems to trust you to kind of move in there. So if you want to kind of move in there and get a closer look, and he's like, so you're kind of standing next to this guy, and he's like, name's Constable Kowalski. Nice to meet you. Heck. And he's like, what do you make of this? And you kind of look around and you can see that there's like several bodies here and here and here. And it seems like, go ahead and give me an investigation check. See if you know what's going on. And meanwhile, while that's happening, what are you guys doing? You're kind of, is Digsin here or Digsin is here, right?
Did he follow us from the bar?
Digsin is here, yeah.
Yeah, so Digsin's with you guys. Okay, somebody
and disgruntle some cops, yeah.
Digsin, give me a perception check on like your general surroundings. Did you just roll a 19?
Yeah, and I think
I
you
sure
gotta
did.
drag a character in.
I will say I'm being very cautious because I don't like being surrounded by this many cops.
All these rolls are going in your favor when you like don't need it. Okay, so there's Ian. I don't think you guys can see it because it's an NPC, but it's don't tell him that though because you might freak. You rolled an 18, which is pretty good. So you actually notice that all along the rooftops here, and over here as well, there's actually archers positioned all around the entire plaza. And since you rolled 18, you notice that they actually have like several arrows, which seem to be emanating different auras of different kind of magical spells. You've been around the City of Watch, you've been around the block a few times. So you notice that like some of them are like arrows that are tipped to cast. They have like a little sinewy component to them, like a string attached to them. They almost look like they're ready to shoot off like a web spell if needed. So they are positioned above discreetly to fight. Yeah, so they are basically prepared to lock down this whole area if needed be by firing magical arrows. So, anyways, I hope that makes you feel better there, Hurk. So you rolled a 19.
Does Digsin get like an idea of like what faction these archers are with? Are they on the cop side or not?
Yes, they are all wearing the City Watch uniforms, which are orange and green uniforms. I think I got something for you. I don't think there's any real way for Digsin to communicate to you unless you think of a way, but you're kind of behind the cops' blockade right now.
No, I definitely probably didn't see those guys up there. Unless they were.
Here's the
visible.
handout for the City Watch. Right here. Look at me using my handouts that I so carefully prepared and then never use. So there's
I think they all need to be speaking with an Irish accent.
That might even be your yeah. Well, that they might be friends with Davil, but there is a halfling on there. Maybe maybe that's like your cousin or something, Digsin. I don't know. Maybe he's on the wrong side of the law.
Yeah.
You have any? Would Digsin have any cousins who are cops or no?
I mean, maybe.
Roll a dice for it.
He's his own man. He's kind of like roll a dice for it.
Roll me a 1d20. If it's even, then you have a guy on the even side of the law, and if it's an odd, you don't have a cousin. That's okay.
Hold on.
And so while you're doing that, so Constable Kowalski is, or did you? Okay, Constable Kowalski.
I forget what the command is for rolling.
Oh, you can just go to like the upper left-hand corner,
Go to the left,
and you can click on that. But the command is like /R R1D20, and there has to be a space between the R and the 1D20. But you can also just click on the left-hand interface. It'll give you like the dice icon. It'll give you a drop-down menu, and you just go to, don't click on 2, 3, 4, 5. Just click on the actual thing where it says like a D20, and it'll roll a D20.
Yikes.
4 or 5, just click on the actual thing where it says like a D20, and it'll roll a D20.
Yikes.
You roll a nat
That's not great.
1, but it doesn't matter because that's yeah.
Ian rolled a 2.
That was me. Go to Ian.
Oh, Zar did. Oh, Ian rolled a 2. Yeah, so you do. So it's even. So you do have a cop cousin, and he is actually one of the guys up on the roof there, and you recognize him. And let me see if he recognizes you. Also roll a 1d20. Oops.
Right after you wrote a cab on some.
7. So that's enough. So one of the archers is like, say this guy right here is your cousin, and he's a little halfling guy, and he's like, he notices you notice him, you guys kind of lock eyes, and he's just like gives you the little like he's watching you. Okay. So anyways, so Hurk, so you're up there with Kowalski, and Kowalski's like, oh dear, would you look at that? Another day, another wagon, and they're like loading the bodies into the wagon to get carried off. Loads of fun, isn't it? Like, for this bloke, it was the worst day of his life, but for me, it was a Tuesday. And he starts kind of chuckling, and then, how do you react to him, to those comments he's making? You can also tell him about the scene if you want.
Yeah, did I notice anything particular about the scene with that?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you didn't get the
so
investigation check.
I think I was telling you, and I had you guys do a perception check. Hold on one sec. My screen is dimming because it's nighttime. Okay, I'll turn that off. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, I did ask for a perception check from Digsin while you were doing that. Yeah. So you notice that it looks like there was a fight, and it was there was these Xanathar thugs. There's a dead guy over here. There's also a Xanathar thug, and it looks like they got jumped in the middle of the street here, and it was between the Xanathar guild and the Zentarims, or the Zentarims, depending on if you use the Boulder Gate pronunciation. So yeah, and the Black Network is, and you notice that what do you roll, like a 19 or something?
Yeah, 19.
You notice that these are not none of them are Doom Raiders. They don't look to be part of that faction. They look to be, part of the bad, the Zent Zealots. They all have the sigil of the Zent Zealots.
And the three at the top of the screen are all Zennies too?
These guys are on their knees. Some of them, these two are bloodied, as you can see. I think you guys can see, yes, that they have the red mark on them, which means they're bloodied, which means they have less than half health. And they're kneeling, and they are not saying anything. Like some of the guys earlier, they were, when your guys were walking up, like Kowalski was trying to grill them on stuff, and they just wouldn't say anything. And but you do know that these are they know that it's a gang warfare, but they don't really know all the details. But it looks like the thugs won out, the Xanathar guild thugs.
I don't think Hurk is really a snitch, so he's not gonna name any names or anything, but he's just gonna be like, yes, this looks like your average run-of-the-mill, crime under family warfare. Thugs
what you
fighting
think
thugs and whatnot.
So you just think it was a nasty bit of chatting that went wrong, just a little kerfluffle, nothing to worry about.
Yeah, it must be. Either about turf or money. It's always one of those things. Most importantly, it's not one of the, I don't know if you've heard the rumors of a serial killer going around and killing pointy-eared folk. But it doesn't look like that's related here, which is good.
Of course I have. Yeah, sod's law. If something could go wrong, it will. And if it's the killer, it's probably his work, wouldn't you say? Yeah, nothing for us to really much investigate. Probably just the elf killer. And it's like, you can clearly see like none of them are elves. Like, so.
No, you're misunderstanding. It's not the elf killer. This is something different.
Oh, right. Yeah, it probably just a little disagreement. Doesn't take no fancy maths to put together. You take two chavs and a bellend, and you put them together, and you get this, right?
My God, how much are they paying you down at City Hall?
I don't know how much they would be paying him. Probably not enough. And he's like, you know what? You're right. Ain't worth my time. I'm gonna wait for the sergeant to get here. Barnabas Blastman. He'll know what to do when he get here. So yeah, that's pretty much all that you got to see from that scene there. But he's like, we'll be taking care of this stuff, but don't think we haven't noticed your generosity. So I appreciate you, and you and your friends, you best move along. This street's closed down. Next one's closed down. Basically, we got the whole place on lockdown. But I'll tell you what. You head. What would it be? It would be. This is south. He's like, you head west from here, and you cut through the courtyard. You should be able to be on your way, and in no time. If you where you headed? Well, I asked you where you headed first, right? where you headed, you son of a bitch?
I was just gonna say, I'm like, how does he know where we're going? Yeah, we're headed on down to the dock ward, searching for our little unicorn friend. So if you see anything,
you're headed for the skewered dragon. That's where you guys headed.
Yeah, the skewered dragon.
Oh, nasty bit of business down in Skewered Dragon. Yeah, probably avoid that, but you look like you're capable, smart individual. So, yeah, best be on your way. Head west from here. Boys will let you through. Go. You should be able to find the way of the dragon. Take it right down south from here.
Hey, what do you mean, nasty bit of business? There are more murders happening down at the Skewered Dragon.
Well, I can't exactly say. It's a bit above my pay grade, you know. So, and like you said, they don't pay me enough.
Oh my gosh. Okay, thank you for your help. If you hear anything about the unicorn man, let me know. Tell him that Hurk's been looking.
Will do.
All right.
Thank you kindly.
Join the group.
I am a proper officer of the law, so I will help you if you need me. I don't want no Barney rubble. And he like kind of bows and he's like, Constable Kowalski, gives you a little tip of the hat. At your service. And so, yeah, if you guys want to, you can, if there's nothing else you guys want to do, you can head out and head west. West would be, if you follow this kind of guy, he can escort you through their barricade and escort you out west.
I
and so with that,
yes.
Can
yes.
Can Digsin just flip off his cousin?
yeah. You flip him off, and he flips you right back off there with he takes one hand off of his bow, but he slips a little bit, and oh shit, and like almost drops his bow, and you know, it almost seems like it's gonna. You know what? Actually, fuck. Roll a 1d20 for that. Unrecognized command. 1d20. If it's 10 or higher, little accident. Okay, yes, he actually. So he kind of does a little fumble there, and he kind of like the arrow kind of drops, and then just kind of shoots off, and then like and just casts web all over this thug, the city watch guy, the wagon that they're loading shit into, and he's like, is your last name Digsin as well, or is that your first name? I don't know why. I don't know. He's like, oh, you lot up there. Oh my days. You get down from there before you hurt yourself. And he's like, starts just reaming on this guy and like chewing him out. He's like, so finally Kowalski knows what to do with this situation. He doesn't know how to handle the crime scene, but he knows how to deliver an ass whooping. So he, get your ass down. Hey. And so yeah, starts just, as you guys leave, you see that your cousin's getting chewed out.
I cannot believe these people.
He's like, do you know how expensive these arrows are? And he's like, yeah, so yeah, that's what you guys see.
Hell yeah.
All right, so as you guys do that, so you're going to head back to the map here. Castle Ward, Trade Ward. Okay, so as you guys head around, you're going the long way around. As you guys go past the... Oh, got to switch my view. As you guys go past, you see the... you're cutting through a courtyard, which has that Honorable Knight, which I can show you right here. So let me show to everyone. So you guys, as you guys walk by, there's a giant statue that towers over the plaza. And let me know if you guys can see the handout there. This is one of those massive walking statues of Waterdeep. They are well known as the protectors of Waterdeep, but they don't spring into action unless there's like a major cataclysmic event. And they haven't moved since the Spell Plague, which was 100 years ago. So they are mostly immobile. Since they're immobile, in some places they've actually built businesses around them. Like there's one of them that's like called the drunkard or something like that, and somebody actually has built like a tavern that's like within the drunk, like because they call him the drunkard because he's kind of fallen back onto his ass, and they built like a thing around there. And then there's other ones where it's had like little lookout towers and stuff. But in this one, it's just the knight is just standing over and watching, like a guard, like a silent guardian watching over the city. And as you see that there's a lively bunch of little kids, and they're just like seems to be like a little boy, and he's like seems to be screaming profanities at the castle, and he's like I'm gonna kill you all the Titans, I'm gonna kill them. And they're like, Jesus. And like there's a little girl and another little boy are kind of pulling him back, and they're just like settle down, Aaron, settle down. And he's like, I'm gonna kill him, I'm gonna kill them all. And you guys,
smells like a baka.
He's kind of frothing at the mouth a little bit. And do you guys react to all that, or are you just gonna carry on towards the
I don't know. Take
Dragon's Way,
I got faith.
Yeah.
I just want to say, if you're gonna show us this picture here, and there isn't a giant kaiju battle at the end of this module, I'm gonna be very disappointed.
There's these
Pacific Rim action now.
There's some Titan-like statues that are positioned all over the city, and this kid really wants to attack these Titans. It's like some kind of attack on the Titans, it seems like. So he seems to be very rambunctious. But no, you guys, I mean, you want to say something to the kid, you can. If not, move on.
I'm ready to move
Hey
on.
kid, I like your spirit.
I feel like it'd be metagaming if I just told the guards to not let him bite his thumb or whatever. So
yeah. So
I feel
anyway,
like Digsin wants to make amends for his earlier mockery and really encourage this kid.
encourage him to attack these these giant statues.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you say to him specifically?
Fuck yeah, kid! You can do anything you put your mind to. Fuck that thing up.
And the kid kind of looks at you, and he's like, "See, he gets it. One day, you guys will all see." And then it's like, as you guys move by, it's like, and then Czar gives him, you got it, kid, or whatever. So you guys both encourage him. He seems to be very encouraged. Like if he was capable of inspiration, he'd have inspiration. So.
Yeah, hell yeah.
All right. So as you guys move down you keep on heading. I'll move your guys' little thing here. So they're going past the Honorable Knight. You guys seem to have a little bit of trouble navigating around all the blockades. They seem to be continuously setting up blockades around the city, and even like the Way of Dragon, like the main drag here. The main dragon. It seems to just drag on. You know what I'm saying? So like it. I'm done. I'm sorry. So
Come
like
on, no, do one more. Come on.
There's a lot of traffic. Okay. Yeah. Like if this was the esophagus of the dragon, it'd be a little bit of, it'd have a little bit of congestion. You'd have to do a Heimlich maneuver on it. Okay. So like it's basically all clogged up, right? So let me move the view down here. So you guys are having trouble even getting down the super busy street of the Way of the Dragon. You see that there's various carriages that are pulling people along that the elite are riding, and we don't have Fiahd here. She probably could afford it, but I guess we'll just have to. We're not sure exactly, so I'll show it to you guys. There's some really nice carriages that you can take you can pay, and they'll drive you around the city. You can take short rests in them if you pay, and you can still get to where you guys need to go. And but it seems to be so congested that there really isn't anywhere for you to take a carriage. But as you guys start to kind of meander back, you start to kind of take the side streets here, and you're looking a little bit lost. You're looking west, right? To your left would be west, right? Okay. I told you guys to head west earlier. You actually headed east. Okay. now we're actually got because you guys are headed south, right?
Yeah, so we were on Snail Street earlier, right?
Yeah,
you guys were heading down Snail. You went past Gut, and you're on to Snail Street.
I noticed we were going east, but
Flip that scene. We're going south, and everybody got fucked up.
Yeah, it seems like there's the city is just in turmoil here. The recent war that's breaking out between the Zentarum and the Xanathar Guild has really started to pervade, especially in the more dangerous parts of the city. I'm sure you wouldn't find this kind of reckless violence going on in the North Ward, where it's like really, or the Sea Ward, which is the Sea Ward is where the most elite people live. Anyways, so as the sun starts to set over Waterdeep, you guys are meandering about. You do know your way around the city, but it seems like everywhere you go, it seems to be either congested traffic jams, or it's cordoned off, right? And you guys really need to get down there. But as the sun sets on the city, casting a warm golden hue across the city, a figure emerges from the west. It's you see a young, is it a young? Or is it an old tiefling? You see a tiefling with striking crimson skin and small, elegant horns protruding from his forehead. He's pulling what looks to be a well-crafted wooden rickshaw behind him, its wheels creaking softly in the serene evening. You can see it right here. A wooden sign is displayed across the top of the cart's small carriage saying, "Rickshaws, rickshaws." He approaches you with a friendly smile, his long tail flicking gently in the breeze. Sweat glistens on his brows from the effort of pulling a large cart all by himself. And he says, need the ride to the dock wards, my friends? And that's where we're gonna hand it over to Ian. Ian, what is this guy's deal? You can change what I said too if you want. You're approaching these guys. They see you heading from the west. This dramatic silhouette of a man and a tiefling man in a rickshaw.
Oh, needs a rides? Lots of hunky boys. Me and my precious can handle it.
Oh no!
He kind of gives a little stroke to the rickshaw. We can handle it. The hunky boys.
So you're whispering to this thing. Then you're talking to your cart.
Mm-hmm.
I think that guy's
Okay.
about to
Well, I
fuck his
mean,
rickshaw.
Rickshaw.
I'm encouraging my cart that we can handle it, and also, advertising.
Yeah.
Hey Hurk, I like whisper to Hurk. I'm like, hey Hurk, you know mimics, right?
Oh, I've known many mimics in my day. This definitely looks like it could be. Well,
Okay,
this tiefling man seems to be carrying it just fine without being attacked, so it's
How about-
probably okay.
Czar was the first person to say that. Czar, give me an investigation check. Because you see this guy whispering. He's kind of like stroking the card and talking to it like it's a sentient being. So go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Was that like 1d20, right?
Yeah, you just run it on your character sheet.
I can't find it. I'm just gonna roll a d20. How's that sound?
You won't get your modifiers if I think you have a negative
his
one, so you
modifiers?
don't want to do that. Yeah,
Fuck. 1 minute. I don't know how to pull
pretty
it
sure
up.
you have a -1 to intelligence.
Then he definitely
Oh,
wants
yeah.
to roll it without the modifier.
Yeah, let me do that.
I know, that's why I'm not letting him. But he's the one that's making the observation, so I'm giving him the roll.
Okay. Perception check. Fuck.
If anybody would know mimics, it's got to be this guy. He saw what happened to. He knows.
I did ask him, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can roll, and then you can say you can talk to him and ask him.
Let's see. Okay, perception check. Oh,
It depends on if you want to be subtle. But is that a mimic?
How do you
I
find
don't
this?
think that'll work. Nobody ever trusts the tieflings, man.
All right, did my perception.
So you can tell this is definitely.
where they're talking to inanimate objects.
Oh,
No,
here's
no.
investigation. Yeah, that was perception.
Oh, investigation. Sorry. God damn it. This will be faster, guys. Investigation. I'm not smart. Boom. There we go.
Wow, that's with the -1.
Yeah, I guess so.
It did +2 intelligence on the roll for some reason. Not sure why.
Did I get
Plus
smarter?
proficiency +2, so it did 11 +2 +2. I'm not sure why it did that. but we can modify it. So let's say that was a instead of a +2 is a -1, so that's be a 13. Why is it giving you proficiency at 2 in investigation intelligence? I don't think Kate, he shouldn't be getting a proficiency bonus either with that, right?
A +2 makes no sense. Yeah, like unless
Yeah,
his intelligence modifier is already +2.
My strength
think
is
it was- I think-
-1.
Proficiency, so
My
like,
intelligence
he rolled
is
a-
if he's
2.
not proficient in it, then that means
Oh no, yeah, that's right. You actually do. Your strength is the -1. That's why.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
strength
Okay.
and wisdom is
You do have
-1.
good. You do have good intelligence. I'm sorry. So okay, that makes perfect sense then. Okay,
yeah,
so
makes sense.
you so 15 is
you
enough
aren't
for you
as
to
dumb
be.
as I thought you were.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, at this point in the story, he's still level 1. I don't know how smart, you know, but hey, he's crafty, right? He's crafty. So you know, as a man who, or as a little, what do you call it, the kobold, who's very crafty and has constructed his fair share of tinkering with things as well, that this seems to be like a hand-built, handcrafted thing by this guy. It doesn't seem to be moving at all. Like it doesn't seem to be like, but then again, mimics don't. But it seems like this guy actually made this thing himself, and it seemed to be pretty well constructed. And that's about all you glean from that. Doesn't seem to not be a cart or like a little rickshaw. It seems to be pretty sturdy, pretty safe, look like well constructed. Like not just half-hashedly. It's not like he just you get that he didn't just make this thing like up a few minutes ago or anything like that, you know. Not like he just threw this thing together.
I'm just saying.
It's
it
well
seems
worn,
Like
you
the
can
guy
tell.
has a kind of romantic relationship with his rickshaw, you know?
You want to ask him about it?
No.
Okay.
I mean,
Well, it's up to you guys what you want to do in this situation. I'll just let you guys role play it out.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Listen, friend, if you know how to navigate these barricades, these blockades better than we do, by all means, we'd love a ride down to the dock ward. It's been a nightmare so far. We keep going left, going right. I feel like we're getting all kinds of turned around up here.
Oh me, oh yes, sir. I get you through the main streets, the side streets, the alleys, all the way. All the hunky
Perfect.
boys. Climb on in.
First of all, please.
Did you just call them Hungry Boys?
Hunky.
boys.
Oh, Hunky Boys, Hunky Boys. Okay, I was like, Jesus.
It's pronounced Hurk, not Hunk. How much for a ride for me and my two friends here?
He offers affordable prices. It's much cheaper than the carriages, and it won't cost you an arm and a leg, is his motto. Because it might cost you that when you guys.
Such a very suspicious way to answer that question.
So you can say that. You can say whatever you want. That when I tell you the information about the city or something like that, you guys can always just rephrase it in your character.
What's a standard rate for a rickshaw?
Probably just 2 silver pieces. Like, for a one-way trip.
Okay. 1, 2, 3 hunky boys. 5 silver for all.
Here, you make it snappy, I'll give you this whole gold piece here.
It's deal, hunky boys, climb in.
Do you want to whisper anything to your cart before you let them in?
We can do it, precious. The hunky boys.
I'm going to ever so cautiously step aboard.
Okay.
I'm gonna step aboard, but keep Hurk between me and the hunky boy guy.
So you're just sitting on my lap.
This is
kind of oblivious.
You can definitely sit on there. There's not much room. It looks like you could probably fit like I can't remember I had the image up here somewhere, but I think there's like room in the back for luggage and stuff like that. If one of you guys wants to sit behind with your legs dangling off the back as the other three are up there.
Digsin still in the party?
I don't know. Maybe is he? You tell me.
I feel like you went off to
did
go
ditch the
kick
guys,
a
or-
cop and got arrested or something.
Is he laughing at his cousin, or I mean, did you come with them, or it's up to you?
I mean, we'll say he like kind of hung back to watch his cousin get fucked up.
Yeah, I don't. So with just based with if we're saying that like Fia's in the party, I don't think there would be enough room for y'all. But maybe he's not there. So, all right. So we'll say that he's Digsin kind of just pissed off and took his 20 gold and he's out of there, and he's just laughing at his cousin get an ass whooping.
Still
like
cheering on that one kid to like fight the statue, whatever.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So he's coaching. You're basically coaching the kid on how to do vicious mockery. You're teaching the kid how to do vicious mockery right now. That's awesome.
Shit, yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
So now you guys have this lovely little rickshaw now, so I can get rid of this little token here. And so yeah, you guys get into there. The thing seems to welcome you in there. It's almost like there's heated seats. It's kind of nice. It's like very cozy in there, very sturdy. But it seems that seems to be pretty safe though. You know, like no big deal. No, definitely not a mimic that's been transformed into a card or anything. But it seems like you guys. It seems like he's pretty happy with like this rickshaw fellow. Seems pretty satisfied with the gold piece. I mean, you only offered for some silver, and you gave him full gold. So, you know, he's really giving you guys the gold star treatment. But it is a little suspicious. Like there's something about this as he moves throughout there. Mako, give me an Arcana check as you guys start moving through the city here.
Arcana.
Yep.
Okay.
19. So you can tell that there's definitely something magical about this cart, that this tiefling man, like he's pulling all of you guys, and he's just in a little rickshaw. But it seems that like this one man it seems to be almost have an ethereal weight to it, where it almost seems to move on its own, and it's like give me a perception check on top of that. See if you also perceive this. So you definitely can tell this is a magical cart. It's lighter than it should be. The guy is easily able to pull you guys along, even though you guys weigh a lot, especially with all that quips and chips you just ate. So all you hear is like a little pitter patter underneath you, kind of like a little Fred Flintstone feet, like, and that's about all you hear. That's about all I can tell you. So you hear like a little
That's fine with that.
as you guys are moving along. Okay.
All right.
So you guys move it down, and you guys make it down there, and you guys are headed. He knows. You guys want to tell him where you guys are going?
Yeah, we're headed to the Skewered Dragon Bar.
Oh yes, good place for hunky boys.
Mako, what is a hunky boy?
Mako just shrugs. He doesn't know. He's clueless.
As you guys make your way through the city, you notice that there's a lot of tall, densely packed tenements that leave most of the neighborhood in shadow at ground level. And most of the street lamps have had their glass smashed and their candles stolen. Most of these places have ever-burning lamps, but in this place they only have candles because everybody always steals the ever-burning lamps at night. And the smells of salt are in the air and excrement as they linger in the air as you pass by rows and rows of rundown buildings. So with that, you guys, so Rick Shaw, or Rick, he's just navigating through all of this stuff and going through all the side streets and through the occasional dark alley or something like that. But he seems to know where to go to get you guys there. And you guys get there as the sun is starting to set. So it's starting to get deep. It's starting to get dark, but it's not totally dark and it's dangerous because he managed to get you guys there faster than you would have on your own. So with that, you guys arrive at this view right here. Let me go back to right here.
I gotta say, between the three of you, this party is delightful.
Oh yeah, this party's great, man.
These characters are wacky and fantastic.
There we go. Good enough. This is just to give you guys a quick orientation here. So there's the rickshaw. let's just say so you guys see they're coming up to a street where there's the skewered dragon is in view, and there's a curious a shop, a purple shop where there seems to be a ton of like purple hazy smoke emerging from, and you guys are gonna have to go through this kind of hazy purple smoke, or you could go into the shop, and I guess you would avoid the hazy smoke that's blowing. The sea breeze is blowing over. So like right here, it seems like, I don't know why it's not letting me. Oh, I got the wrong thing here. Here we go. Like it seems like there's a bunch of hazy smoke all throughout here, but if you head straight into the shop, it looks like there's a clear shot where there's not any hazy smoke. As you guys pull up, Rick points out to you guys that this is this little trinket shop, and you see a big wooden sign on it that says Old Xoblob shop.
Xoblob?
Old Xoblob. Here, I'll actually have a different. Whoops. I have a different view for you guys. This is probably a better view right here. So let's go there. There we go. Okay, cool. Here's a little better view. So that was just to give you guys this is a top-down view. You can't really see like the scenario I described with the smoke. But yeah, as you guys are all pulling along here on your rickshaw, and you're going along, and this is about where the route ends for Rick, as he's gonna dump you guys off here, and he can stay there to ask if you guys want to ask him any questions before he leaves or anything like that. But he's gonna go back on his route. And I'll leave you guys to it with that scene here. You guys are kind of dumped off here, and whatever you guys want to do, you can do.
Thanks for the ride. It was surprisingly smooth.
Yes, told you we could do it, me and my precious. Always for honky boys.
Well, if you want to, I don't know if you have other pickups to make or whatever, but if you wanted to stick around, we could maybe use your services later.
Of course, anytime, honky boy.
Well, it is starting to get dark here, and you would be asking him to keep the cart there in like this dark alley, or like are you gonna like? You probably need some payment.
I'm just saying,
for that.
He did a great job getting us down here. Maybe he liked the extra cash that I threw his way. If he wants to, hang out for our return trip, he's welcome to.
Okay, so you ask him to stick around there. What does he have to say about that?
Well, happy to serve a honky boy, but have to make the money. Maybe silver to wait an hour.
No, that's okay. Go ahead, get your route going. Pick up whoever you need. I'm not sure how long we'll be here for.
Okay, so he gives you a little calling card, and you can use it to message him if you need it. Guys need a ride throughout the city. Only works one way, so you don't know if he's actually in the area. And he gives you. I'm trying to find it in my journal. Maybe it's not called that. Just like the.
As I'm like stepping off the cart, I'm gonna like look underneath it and see if I can see where those little pitter patter feet were coming from.
Okay, so you give me an investigation check. Where exactly are you looking around on the cart? Just pick a spot on the cart.
I'm just like looking underneath it, like I'm getting low to the ground and like trying to see if there's just like little feet dangling down there or something.
All right, what did you roll?
9.
A 9. Yeah, so you go under there, and the cart almost seems like just be obscured underneath. Like it's very dark, and you can't quite see what's going on. It's actually quite dark now. The sun is setting, and you can't quite make out, even with your dark vision. It seems and it almost seems like it almost seems to sink down as you look into it, to kind of block your view a little bit. And you can.
I have something to say to her.
That's just based off your investigation check, but
Here, I go and touch Hurk and say, "Here you go, my friend," and I cast guidance on him.
Oh, okay. Is that a cantrip?
Yeah, it's a cantrip, so I'm giving him
And
a
is
D4
that-
die for an ability check.
Is that concentration as well? How long does that last? Is it till
1
the end
minute.
of a long rest? 1 minute?
Yeah, I'm gonna like see if he can try
okay.
to see what he can see. So I'm essentially
Okay,
trying
what
to
did you
help him, 'cause
roll
I
there,
also
Hurk?
see it
A
from my
9?
perception check. So,
Yeah, you want me to just
yeah,
add it
so
onto
I'm
that?
kinda getting
Yeah,
him to
just
help
just
him.
in the future though, just so you know, when you're gonna cast guidance, do it. You have to do it before the.
Yeah.
I'll allow it. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's say that you cast guidance on him, so he gets like you got a 3. Okay. So yeah, that's enough. So you actually, with your dark vision, you're able to kind of just barely make out. It almost looks like it's being propelled by two what do you call them? Just these two little rough, scratchy purple tongues that seem to be kind of spinning, and it's kind of propelling the cart forward there. So.
I shudder a little bit.
You take 1d4 psychic damage. No, you take PTSD damage. So I'll send you guys later. I have a route that the rickshaw goes on. I can't find it in my notes though. So he hands you something that has a route of the I assume it's called routes under my notes, but I can't find it. So I'll send it to you guys later. Okay. And on in the post YouTube version of this, I'll probably post it on there.
Oh,
so he hands you a
can I-
route that he goes on normally.
Can I give Hurk some guidance too?
No, you don't have
I
guidance.
want to. Hey, wow. My own
You can give him like
street
verbal guidance.
Yeah.
What's up, sir? What you want to say?
When you got a guy who's been calling you hunky boy all night, don't bend over in front of his precious, okay?
Oh man.
Is that accurate, Rick?
Can't argue with that.
I still do not know what this means, this hunky boy.
I don't think I want to know, Hurk.
You guys are being very rude to our chauffeur here, who did such a great job of getting us here.
He did. Yes. But
And
I
let me
don't
tell you,
think
he
I
wants
want
to do
know
you
the
a
meaning
better
of that
job, but
word.
you don't want it. Let's get going, okay? Let's get going. I've seen this guy in this neighborhood before. Okay?
Yeah.
It was a nice, comfy ride. You're worried about these tongues?
Oh, so you knew those were down there. Okay.
He'll get you down there lickety split. Okay, so I assume that then you guys wish him farewell, and he gives you the route and the calling card. You guys can sort of request for him one way if you guys need a ride in the future. This might not be the last time we see Rickshaw with Rickshaw's Rickshaw and his trusty rickshaw. Definitely not a mimic.
Keep saying
Hey,
that.
do you guys want to? So now that you're out here, do you want to check out the area, or do you want to check out the shop? The shop is called Old Xoblob's shop, and actually, what you see on the outside of the shop is it says. So you guys are on the corner of Zastrow Seat and Fillet Lane right now, and this shop definitely stands out from the others. It's a deep purple facade. In its windows, there actually hangs a giant, like, stuffed beholder, like a taxidermy beholder, which is like this giant creature with like a bunch of eyes on it. It's kind of creepy, but it's like all the eyes are looking out into the street. And above the door hangs a sign that says, Old Xoblob shop. Keep your eyes on the prize. And off to the left, off to the right, there's a little thing that says spring sale. Buy one, get one free sale on all trinkets.
Can I do some sort of check on the smoke
Yep.
that's coming out of there to see if it's more or less harmful than your average everyday smog?
Yes, and you have guidance as well. So go ahead and
I did cast it again on him, so I cast guidance again on him.
I think guidance.
Once
Oh,
you
you're right.
use
You're
the
right. Yeah.
D4 die,
Okay.
it's gone, so
Yep.
I cast it again on him.
Okay. So go ahead and give me another investigation check. I'm going to give it on just the area that's where the smoke. The smoke I'm going to say is like over here. It's billowing over here. Off to the left we have the Skewer Dragon just down the street, which is you guys are trying to get to. 7, and then did you roll guidance? 2.
Great. Good old 9.
How much do you have any inspiration now? I can't remember. Where are you guys at with your
we got
inspiration right now,
so.
by the way?
Yeah.
I think I used all mine.
You used both yours, and then
Didn't we all gain inspiration from that fight after the end of it? I'm pretty sure he gave us all it.
at the end of the troll fight.
Yeah, like I still have inspiration.
I think you do, Cade. Also, you guys can give inspiration to your teammates as well, if you need to. But if you don't want to, you don't have to. I'm just trying to keep track. I know Mako has some. I think Fiahd still has hers, and Czar, you do. I don't think you used. You used it?
Yeah. No way, because I don't know how.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Not even when you swung that shovel ball bat. Yeah.
No, I don't need that shit.
Somebody used theirs. There was a bad roll and some. I don't remember who it was though.
Where do
Okay,
you
so
find
that's
it?
the final roll then. 9.
Want me to give him? Isn't this important? I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. Could be, or I could just be
I
always
want
doing this whenever you guys enter a new area. I'll generally have you guys do a check whenever you enter a new area, just to kind of investigate, see if you notice stuff. I could have done perception as well, but it's like, since you were specifically looking at something, it's an investigation. Okay, so is that the final one?
Yep.
Or is
that's
that
the number? Yeah, that's all.
Okay, Czar's not using inspiration. Okay, so yeah, you look at you can't quite tell. It seems to be the purple smoke is billowing out of the shop. There's an open window where it says the spring sale, and it seems to be going this way and covering like most of the street there. But it seems like there's a clear shot into the shop.
So it's like coming out
this
of
is
a window
true.
and not like a chimney.
Correct. It's actually coming out of the shop.
Okay, I'm gonna rush forward and like kick the door open to make sure the place isn't on fire.
Okay, so yeah, you rush over, and I'm not going to give you an athletic check. You're a pretty athletic guy. You just go there and you bang the door open. It slams open, and here's what: are you guys going to follow him or stay back?
I'm gonna follow Hurk in. Yeah.
Okay, Czar, are you?
It's a little bit of a
running
bum
with the
rush for
boys?
me. I think I'm gonna follow. I'm gonna hang back. I'm gonna be at the door while he's.
All right, I'm going to say that Mako's here. You hang back a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Checking the back. Okay, so as you do that, we're going to have Czar still outside slightly, and we're going to go into the interior of the shop. And I'm going to switch up here. So you guys can, you're going to be on go ahead and bring your characters to the bottom of the screen. And you guys are going to be just starting right here next. There's the stuff beholder right here. This is like a display. Looks to be like some creepy dolls right here. Some kind of jester. So yeah, a cloud of lavender scented purple smoke is trailing out of the shop as you peer inside. You slam that door open though, and it with a rush, it's like you immediately take in your surroundings. Every wall in this place is painted purple, and every dusty knickknack on the shelves is dyed a deep violet. As you look across the shop, you see a bald old gnome sitting cross-legged on the counter, and of course, he is also wearing a plum-colored robe. It appears he has his face painted with 9 purple eyes on his face, like face paint, There's 4 on each cheek, and there's 1 on the center of his forehead. The gnome lowers a purple pipe that he's smoking, exhales a cloud of lavender smoke, which is where the smoke's coming from, before raising a hand. He says, "Oh, hail and well met! Come browse the shelves of the most curious curiosity shop in the world, Old Xoblob shop."
Hey, think they got anything purple in here?
He doesn't seem to be rattled. Do you guys want to do it? Czar's still
Czar, I
outside.
had
Do you
no
wanna...
idea that you were colorblind.
Is Czar
He
colorblind?
walked in. You walk. I don't know. It's a good question, Eric.
Do you want to do a self-imposed handicap? You could.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm
All right,
colorblind.
Czar's
Fuck it.
fucking is colorblind, but only to purple. He can still see red and green because he's a. Maybe wait. If he's colorblind, does that mean that he thinks he's a red kobold? Do you know that you're orange? Do you know you're different? I think you know you're different, right? Yeah, you know that.
Yeah, I've been told.
So do you guys tell? So I guess you kind of just casually stroll in right after them after they Hurk bursts in, and this guy starts yelling, but like doesn't seem to be bothered by the fact that you almost shattered his door. So yeah, that. What did you say? Last line was what Kobold? Czar?
Do you think they got anything purple in here?
And then the guy's like, "Oh, I see you have a discriminating eye. come on in. Welcome to Xoblob shop. Xoblob. Not the old Xoblob, but I am Xoblob." And I'll show you guys this guy, a little snapshot of it. I think I do a little bit of this.
This is definitely my favorite David voice so far.
This is pretty great.
He's like, "I still got it, baby." I'm trying to show you guys this guy. I press Z, but I think if I hit Shift Z, you guys will see him, right? Okay, there we go.
There
you guys see
we go.
this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's a bald old gnome, and he's got purple tinted
High as
glasses.
fuck.
He's got basically almost like a hookah that's next to him, and then he has like also, man, I thought we weren't gonna go with the drug. Or I'm not glorifying, just to be clear, guys, I'm not glorifying the fact that he's using tobacco products, and I'm not endorsing any such thing. Just to be
I don't know. He's
crystal
clearly
clear.
the happiest
This is
character in
freaking-
the entire campaign.
This little gnome
So-
Willie Nelson, man. I don't know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, come on off of that country road, and then step on in." And so, yeah, so his
Lucky
legs are
strikes.
dangling, and he kind of his legs dangling. He kind of hops off the little glass display there, and he just starts like, showing you his wares. And he's like, "Come on in, anything you want for 1 to 6 gold piece. You can find anything in Xoblob's shop."
I
Old
want to.
Xoblob shop. You know that old Xoblob. I mean, you know me, because I'm Xoblob, but I'm not old, baby. Still got it, baby. Woo! He just seems to be having a good time, whether you guys are like wanting to come in or not.
I'm noticing all the little eyeballs all over him, and I'm like, are you trying to cosplay Xanthar or something?
Oh, me, Xanathar, no, man. I don't know anything about Xanathar. See, the man who owned this shop before, his name is Xoblob, see? I think he had a thing for eyes or something. And don't you roll your eyes at me, boy. I see I'm about to go into another tirade. They say, "Oh, Xoblob, always going off on a tangent." Well, anyways, where was I before you interrupted me? Well, I was telling you about the old Xoblob. So old Xoblob loved beholders. He would say, "Behold my products." But, I tried changing the name a few times to call it something else, but everybody just kept calling it Old Xoblob Shop. So I said, "Hell with it. I'll be Xoblob. That's me. So how can I help you?"
What happened to the previous owner?
Don't worry about him. I probably didn't offer good prices or something like that, but don't you worry. Come on in and don't be shy now. Take a look at my wares.
I don't like a lot of things, but I love a good trinket.
Trinkets are good. What's catching your eye there, sir?
Can
Oh, I like that. I like a man who knows a good pun. I'll tell you what, Sonny. I'll give you a special discount on any products. I love me a good eye pun, Captain, I see you. So
What's
Hurk
there?
is going to
What's
get Hurk can get a discount on anything. This guy offers anything on the shop for 1d6 gold. You can get it for, but he'll knock it off on the dice roll. He'll knock off a single gold piece if you play along with his eye puns.
Oh man.
So do you guys want to look at his inventory? Or do you want to peruse the shop?
guess,
Do you want to look around the shop? Do you want to do a check on the general vibe of the shop? You can do a perception check, or you can start to just look at his inventory. Whatever you guys want to do.
I move my guy over to the table or over here. I want to.
So you're standing in front of the giant taxidermy beholder, who is now seems that the plushie, which you could have sworn was facing the street before, is now facing the inside of the shop.
Oh. Should I I'm gonna roll myself a perception check or something. I want to take a look at where the hell it is.
So yeah, your passive perception was enough to notice that. Are you trying to investigate it?
Yeah.
Inspect the taxidermy? Okay, go ahead and give me an investigation check and you're gonna get those bonuses for your intelligence. Holy shit. So yeah, you definitely notice that this thing is tracking you guys as you're in the shop. It seems to be watching you. So you don't quite know exactly why it's watching you, or it could just be security, could be whatever, but this thing is, the eyes on it seem to be, there's one giant eye in the middle, and there's the several stalks coming out of that have all these other eyes, just like a real beholder would. It's a magical creature that's found in the world. People know of them. They don't typically see them because they have a nasty habit of turning invisible. But this one's clearly visible, and you can tell with your investigation check, this isn't just like a stuffed plushie. This is literally a beholder that has been made into a doll, into a taxidermy version of itself. It's real. Like, it was real. Now it's dead. It still seems to be following you guys around the shop with its eyes. You know, like when a painting, you kind of feel like you're being watched. But yeah, it's like that. It's like Scooby-Doo.
Hey, Hurk, I propose a simple exchange of value over here. You know what I'm saying? What do you think about buying this little thing?
Personally, I think it's pretty ugly, but I suppose beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Come on.
Yeah, there it is.
That should be another gold coin off.
He's like, I like the style, baby. Another discount for you. I'm not afraid to dish it out. I am a savvy businessman, but I also recommend I can see eye to eye with you.
Oh man. Why are you trying to buy a creepy plushie of a beholder that's going to look at you all the time?
Yeah.
Go for it. Doesn't bother me.
Should I have you discount?
What? You want my discount?
Yeah. You buy it. I'll pay you back.
Oh, all right. Yeah, sure. Yeah,
So I'll tell you what, you want to buy the plushie? Normally it'd be 10 gold, but I'll give you a knockoff 2 gold with 8 gold pieces.
I heard 6 gold.
You're like, I never liked that thing anyways. And giant stuff to hold the bad for business, I always say.
All right. Hell, I got 6 gold. I just made 6 gold.
It's 8
from the
gold.
bet.
It's 10 gold, but he's giving you 2 off for if Hurk's buying it for you. If you're buying it, 10
total
gold.
of 8.
All right.
Somebody's gonna have to hold this thing if you guys figure out how to get it around town.
I want to hold it.
He's gonna wear it as a costume, just hollow it out.
It's fairly shriveled, but it's definitely too big for Czar. Czar could like probably fit inside this thing inside if he wants to go inside of a corpse, but it's stuffed. But
Can I?
you'd have to go inside. You have to like poke around inside of it. It's stuffed, but I wouldn't do it while it's still there. But
yeah, I guess I'll Hurk was naturally drawn to this rack of like mall ninja weapons over here. Seeing what's going on over here. Anything interesting?
what you see, a lot of trinkets. There doesn't seem to be anything of value with the weapons per se. They seem to just be old relics, and you're not quite sure where they're from. But there's a lot of little trinkets that are loosely available to like pick up and look at. And as you investigate, you find these items. There is a tiny sturge that is preserved in amber that is fitted on the top of a purple cane. So there's a cane, piece of amber on top, and embedded within the sturge embedded within the amber is this almost like fossilized sturge. There's a bunch of grapes that have been carved from red and purple crystal. These items, to really find their full value, you'd have to like ask him, or like or what if there's any value to them or what they do. You'd have to ask him. There's a purple mouse skull. There's a purple quill pen it looks to be from the feather of a griffin. There's a purple glass jar with an eyeball floating inside of it that occasionally moves. There's a solid sphere of purple ice. There's a purple whistle. There's a small purple porcelain frog. And there's also a nose to chin mask, what we might call a face mask, which is a purple face mask. But they call them nose to chin masks.
What is this mask made out of?
The mask seems to be made out of like a very fine cloth fiber that it's not a material you're familiar with, but you could tell that there's something there. There might be something more to it, but you can't tell just from there seems to be like something where it's like if you guys do investigation checks, you're not quite sure within the confines of the shop, unless you ask Xoblob about it. He might be able to tell you some stuff. But
all right, yeah. Of those items, what's catching my attention are the purple quill, the mask, and the pimp cane. So, but if anybody else is interested in one of those, I'll happily pass it along.
He's like, oh, I see you do have a discriminating eye. You know, when it comes to trinkets, I spare no expense.
I can see that. These are all extremely fine quality and very purple.
Yeah, some people call them junk, but another man's crap is another man's treasure. You know what I'm saying?
I do. Absolutely. You even have a polished turd here, which I see is
yeah, nobody ever
purple.
buys the purple turds for some reason, but you know, if you know a buyer, I'd be willing to move a large shipment of them. You know what I'm saying?
How
large
much
supply
for
of turds.
how much for these 3 items here? And I hold up the mask, the cane, and the purple quill.
Everything in the shop, 6 of gold less. And so what you're going to do is you are going to roll it for 3 items. Roll 3d6, and then we take 2 off of it. I think we could probably just do it in post. Yeah, just roll a d6.
Oh, baby, you love to see it.
Yeah, you can't go negative. So
I'll get these in my friend's beholder stuffed trophy over there.
okay, that'll be 8 plus what? 3 plus 1. 3 plus 4. That'll be 12 gold.
12 gold. Here you are, sir. Pleasure doing business with you.
Oh, the pleasure's all mine. I tell you what, I'll throw in something little special I got going on here. I'll give you a free face paint for free, just for special. You know, we got the special buy one get one going on here, and consider this your free gift. How'd you like you and your friends to get some face paint? Look how stylish it is, and he kind of shows you. You know, his he has like several of these like self-drawn like face painted eyes, these purple eyes all over him.
I'm personally, I think that looks fabulous. I'm going to pass on this one. I have a date later, and I can't afford to.
Who's the lucky lady? You know, I got certain things that can help you out with that, my friend. You know, various concoctions and whatnot. You look like a strong man. I don't know if you really need old Xoblob's advice of women, but I got something for everybody.
I think I'll handle it myself. Thank you, Zob.
Okay. And with that, it is 11 o'clock. So I don't know if you guys have to go, but I think we might call it an evening for there. You guys can continue wrapping up your shopping next time if you want to, or talking with Xoblob. But we're going to call it there for the night. All right?